See if this light. We got one flashing light. Look at it blinking. Very annoying. I think we're going to see if we can fix that flashing light. Because they haven't been used that long, but they've been laying around for a little while and can't get the exact same ones. So, kind of lovely. These things are supposed to last a lifetime, and I don't think I've ever had one last more than a year or so. Anyway, we're going to try to make it good again. Thanks, and I'll be back. Alright, we're going to remove this light here. They come out pretty easily. You just got to squeeze these little clips in right there on both sides. And then the light comes down. Unplug. Not much to it. And then we'll go ahead and get this thing fixed, hopefully. This is the Lithonia. Is that how you pronounce that? Lithonia? I don't know. Lithonia lighting. The flashing light. You know, I looked around and I realized that I in fact did have a new one in the box. But we're gonna do the old repair on that one, at least try. But what I want to do is I want to have the back box so we could power it here, and that would make it a lot easier. So I guess I thought at the time if one of them or so went bad, I could have a replacement for it. Just like everything else, they're hard to find now, a couple of years later. I'm trying to think how long this was in service for. It wasn't that long. Maybe a couple of years. Let me get a plug. You know, a suicide plug. Let's see. Here's a plug from something that we discarded. I always save the power cords because they always come in handy whenever you need to replace a power cord on something. If you try to buy these, you know, I don't even know. I guess you could. Everything today is so much more difficult, especially, you know, simple things. There's no more electronic supplies that are local. You got to order everything online. And even though if you order something online, let me grab two out of this box. This one I don't have to open the bag. If you order something online, you know, it costs, these plugs, I don't know, they cost $3-4 now. So, I just save the, whenever I discard an electronic device, I usually try to save the power cords. Anyway, so we want to look for that tracer. And not that it matters so much on a light, but I'm always, see if you look here, there, I don't know if you could see it or not, but there's a tracer on that wire, and it's going to the larger pin, which is neutral, which is going to be the white wire. We're not going to ground anything, we're just testing anyway. Just testing. We're going to fix that light. We're going to hopefully fix that light. Does that fit? I don't want it to come off. I just know either it's going to break off in the... You know what? It was on there good enough. It's the neutral anyway. Let's bring this one back a little more. Those wire nuts are more sized if you're putting a number 14 solid wire in there. It would be more appropriately sized. This would probably get a blue wire nut would probably be more appropriate. Let's go ahead and wrap the ground around here so it doesn't inadvertently make its way under the wire nut for the hot lead, because that's, you know, that's how things seem to work. Alright, so now we can plug it in to give it the old testarunio. Let's see. Look at that flashing light, look at that. Of course it just stopped flashing. There it is, see it flashing? Alright, so now we got a good test bed here. Let's see. I'm sure that'll open up. We're gonna on a quest for a common head screwdriver here. No, that one's Phillips. There you go, there's a common head. Alright, let's see. What do you think? You think this is, look, it's got a little slit right there. Just for that purpose, I'm assuming. Yeah, look at that. It comes right off. Holy, oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful circuit board in there. It's got two little Phillips screws. Or is it, well, ooh. How the caps looking there? Oh, the caps don't look. You know, this wasn't even a cheap light. At the time when I was replacing all the lights, I thought, let's get expensive lights because I want them to last. But that didn't really matter. They die just as quick as the cheap ones. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's take this out. Just take a quick look. Let's see. Oh, look, it removed it. Oh, there were little spaces in there. Look. Ah. If you want something to roll away, you won't do it. But if you don't, it's interesting that there's a little space. I guess the back of this must be like a heat sink for the LED. So they want a little air gap in there. I'm sure that's what it is. Is this on a plug? Is this a plug on here? It looks like it's on a plug, so we could... Oh. Again, these wires are pretty... just long enough to... Alright, let's see. I'm not going to say it anymore. I think we can pull that. Alright. It's got surface mount components on there. It's got something hanging in there. Is that a... what is that? It's just a little piece of glue. I was hoping it would just be a loose connection, which I have a feeling that's what it is. Instead of resoldering everything, I'd sure like to find it. Oh, look right here. Look at this. Can you see that? It just, there it is, right there. There is a loose, right on that cap right there. Can you see that? Right, where was it? Let's see, am I right there? Look right here. Can you see that? Right on here. I don't know if this is going to focus good enough. Right, it sure looks like it. Right there, and it's this capacitor. It's glued down. It's glued down, so when that little trace needed to move, it couldn't move. It couldn't push the leg up, so it just broke the solder joint. It sure looks like it. So I'll bet you that's it. It has to be. I could see it. I don't know if you could see that or not. Oh, I'm out of the frame again. This is a terrible camera for that. Can you see that in there? Which one was it again? It was this one right here. Let me use a smaller. Right here. Can you see that? Right there. Let's go ahead and try to solder that, and I'll bet you that's just going to fix it. Where's my roll? I've got about 100 rolls of solder. Let's see, it was one of the estate sales I went to that I got a whole bunch of components and stuff. The guy had so many rolls of solder, and I got them all. I'll have to take a quick picture of that. Let's see, come on. Let's put a big glob on there this time, so it doesn't come apart again. Am I in the frame here? I hope I was. Where's the other side? Here's the other side of that cap. Right there. Let's just do both sides. You know, I'm not going to solder anything else just yet because I want to see that fixed it first. So, but I'm pretty sure it was that simple. I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, if it's just, they should make it where that doesn't happen, but if it's just that easy, okay, well, I can live with that as long as I can fix it. I know most people will just replace the light. Let's go. Let's make sure this doesn't touch anything. Stay away. Let's see. Let's plug it back in and see if we have a flashing light now. Let's see. No flashes. That was it. So far, no flashes. Looks good to me. Alright, well, that was it. That was easy. That was easy. That was an easy one. I'm sure this has got some voltage charged up in it now. I wonder if I should try to resolder. You know what? I'm not going to solder. I'm just going to leave though. I'm just going to leave that alone. I soldered the one. It's easy enough to get out. And we're going to see just if anything else fails in there. And then I'll know next time for a different one or what the problem is. So I'm not going to touch anything else. Normally I would go around and touch up other solder joints, but let's see what actually fails, if anything. Maybe it won't, you never know. Maybe that was the only problem. So, you know, if you have these Lithonia, I think that's how you pronounce it. These Lithonia lights, I'm sure that there are other, let's see, how are we going to put this back? We got to get that spacer back in there. Let's see. We got to get these spacers back in. I'm sure that there's other Lithonia lighting products that use this same LED driver. So, well, let's see. Let me sit down here. Come on, don't do that. You know what? Let's see. Where's the screwdriver? Am I in the frame at all? Am I in the, let's see. Did I get it in the, yeah, that's good. We're in the right spot. So really you could just put one of the screws in at a time because it's actually held up by the little by the screws from that hold the light in too. Now where's the other screw? Don't even joke. Where'd the other screw go? Okay, let's see. I need a magnetic screwdriver over here. I must have 1,000 screwdrivers. I need one. Alright. So again, it was this cap right there was loose on the circuit board. And everything looks like it's okay. Let's put the cover back on. Looks like it goes in like that. Alright, let's give it one more test plug in here and see. Sure looks like yeah, that looks like that was it. Alright, well, that looks like that's a win right there. So, again, if you have these Lithonia lights, and you know, they have a version that tilts and stuff, and I have both of them. Is there a model there? I think there's a model right there. There's the model right there. It's a model number LK5BMW LED light from Lithonia Lighting. I think the other type too that has the articulating lamp, I think it has the same driver. I'm pretty sure. Although this is the first one that's had an issue, and it's about probably a year or so. They've only been in about a year. So let's go ahead and put this back in and double check it in the ceiling. So here we are back at the ceiling. Let's see. Does that go that? It goes this way. Oh. It's so hard to do this when you only have two hands. And then you got this little clip on each side that you got to get this springy thing into. I'm using the light from the camera to shine in there. Of course, you know, still need like 9 hands to do it. Get the power cable out of the way. Is that it? Oh, this one came out. That one's in. Let's see. Let's do that again. Is that in there? Yeah, it's in. Okay. There you go. She's in. She's working. See, those are the... Is that? Can you see that one? That's an articulating tie. I think this one's a 4-inch though, but looks good. There's another one right there. Another one above the sink. Alright, well, it looks like it's working good. So, again, if anybody has these Lithonia lights, it's a simple fix. All you got to do is resolder that cold solder joint if your lights are blinking and flashing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.